What's up, Comic Corps? DruManchu here, ready to do some book reviews for you guys. Picked up a whole bunch of books yesterday on New Comic Book Day, and I'm excited to get into what I got and what I read and tell you guys all about it. We're going to go through everything one by one, and I'm going to let you know what I liked, what I didn't, what's staying on my pull list, what's getting cut, and what you guys should be looking forward to coming out soon. So let's go ahead and get started. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 50. This book was absolutely killer. Boom Studios is killing it on these Power Rangers titles, and Ryan Parrott is writing this. He just wrote the Power Rangers Ninja Turtles crossover. You guys know I was all about that. And this is just as good, if not better. This whole book, 50th issue, it's loaded with action from start to finish. This book is illustrated by Danielle DiNicuolo in a fabulous style. It's really stylized, highly kinetic and frenetic art, screaming action in every panel and every page. It's absolutely beautiful. Walter Baiamonte does the colors on this. He also did the colors, I believe, in that Ninja Turtles crossover, and it's gorgeous. I love the way that this book looks. I love the way that this book reads, and it seems like this Power Rangers title does great things when they're very ambitious about their storytelling. The cliffhanger at the end is going to lead to something really big. I suggest you guys pick it up. There's tons of different variants. Boom's doing a great job with that. There's this gatefold ending for the spoiler, but I got this shiny cover, and man, does it look beautiful. Just this wonderful wraparound gatefold cover. It's just really, really cool. I'm going to go 4.5 out of 5 on Power Rangers number 50, gang. I'm going to go ahead and keep this one on my pull list. Power Rangers number 50 is definitely a buy. Middlewest number 17 was in my pull box this week, and I very much enjoyed this book. Scotty Young is doing a great job telling this story. Jorge Corona is just killing it on the art, and even the colors and the letters are just absolutely epic. You can tell that everybody involved with this project is putting their all into it, and that's absolutely great, seeing as it's ending with issue 18, which is coming out next month. So this is the penultimate issue of Middlewest. We finally get a big knockdown, drag-out battle between the forces of good and evil in this world, and Abel unleashes his power in a moment of desperation. There's just such an epic nature to everything going on here when there's such a quaintness to the design of just about everything. It's kind of a really nice juxtaposition, and I really, really enjoy this book. I'm going to be sad to see it end, but I love the fact that it's going to be telling a story from beginning to end. The middle meandered a little bit, went into some deep dives into some personal stuff, some really great character development for Abel, and took on some really heavy topics of abuse and the cycle of violence and how to break that cycle. And I really, really dig it. I think this book does not get nearly enough love, and this was a really great issue leading up to the end. I can't wait for the bittersweet ending that's going to be the conclusion of Middlewest in issue 18. 17 is a definite buy. If you've been reading this, you know that you're glued to your seat. And if you haven't, do yourself a favor, pick up the first trade. It's an Image trade, shouldn't be that expensive. Maybe get that $9.99 deal, and give yourself a chance to really take in the story of Middlewest. I think you'll be glad that you did. This book is a 5 out of 5. Every issue, in my opinion, has been great. Al Ewing's Immortal Hulk run continued this week with issue number 34. This one is all about the Leader. This is a retelling of the Leader's origin with guest penciler Butch Geis and Tom Palmer doing the inks. And the art for me was a little bit of departure from what I want to see. And that isn't to say that it's not good. It's just not my taste. I just didn't really care for it. I thought that the story was really good. I enjoyed this look at the leader, his theory that being the Hulk means that you're dead in the first place. He's got a theory about She-Hulk being dead already, and that's why she lost her mind, because she was killed at the hands of Thanos during the prelude to Civil War II. She never really recovered from that, and the immortality of the Hulk came back, not the original Jennifer Walters, which is a cool theory, and I like the way that it plays into She-Hulk's story, as well as the Hulk story and Leader himself story. There are some really cool things in here. I enjoyed it. I think it was a really nice deep dive into the character. Just think that the art wasn't for me, and it is a guest penciler and a guest inker, so I can't be too mad at that. The colors are really good, but that's Paul Mounts on the colors, so I mean, that's how much more professional can you get. Overall, I think the Immortal Hulk has kind of fallen off its greatness train, the same way that I feel like Donny Cates' Venom has kind of gotten stagnant and slowed down and not been as exciting. But it's still a solid book, man, and this is a really good entry story-wise into the Immortal Hulk run. The art just wasn't up to snuff for me, but it was okay. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3.5 out of 5. Really good book. I think that you guys should buy it. I'm going to keep reading the Immortal Hulk. I think Al Ewing has let me down on a few arcs, but overall, it's been pretty good stuff, and I'm going to keep reading it. I like what he's doing for the most part. Thor number 5 came out this week. We got Donny Cates writing and Nick Klein on the art. This is the story of Winter's End coming to envelop the entire universe. Such a threat that Galactus has taken Thor on as one of his heralds in order to stay the tide of darkness. We see the face of darkness at the end of this book. Spoiler alert! It's basically Shadow Thor, which is kind of a cool image, but also, you know, it also took the form of all of Thor's villains from forever and ever. Gore the God Butcher, Loki, Surtur, the Magog. There's just so much Thor history hidden in these panels. Nick Klein does a great job drawing. This was enjoyable, and I want to see where it goes, because you find out at the end here, spoiler alert, Galactus is a herald of this oncoming darkness. It's pretty dope. I dig it. The art's great. Just gonna keep me buying this series. Just such fun, such great action, such great storytelling going on here. This is a 4 out of 5. Keep on buying it, guys. I'm gonna keep on buying it. This is really my favorite Donny Cates story going right now. The Venom stuff, like I said, I think it's fallen off. I dropped it. So done with Venom. We're moving on to Thor. Thor's got my heart in this one, and at least Donny's still got a great book coming out that I'm still reading. Avengers Empyre number 0. This is the Empyre event, the beginning of the Avengers side of the Empyre event, including the Kree, the Skrulls, some really great cosmic stuff. Al Ewing is cherry picking from continuity and building a really cool event and setting the Avengers on a collision course with the Fantastic Four. We're going to see how everything pans out here. This book is a little dense and a little bit of a hard read. It takes a lot to get through it, and I'm not going to lie about that. The Pepe Larraz art. Pepe Larraz is doing the pencils in this, by the by, and anybody who knows me and my love for House and Powers of X knows that I am a huge Pepe Larraz fan. I think he does great work. I think a lot of his work gets muddied in here. Not to say it's bad. I still think it's really good. I think it's a beautiful book. Just a dense read that, to me, seemed a little bit rushed art-wise. And I'm enjoying everything that's going into Empyre so far. I thought the road to Empyre was really good. The Meet the Skrulls kind of tie-in to set up the whole deal, I thought it was really cool. And I thought that this issue was good as a Zero issue as well. Just a whole lot of exposition throughout the whole thing, and it was kind of a dense read. I'm enjoying the encyclopedia that they're throwing at us, though. So I will say that I think that I'm going to enjoy Empyre as a whole once it's done. Kind of a slow start, and I think the pandemic and the shutdown and the break from that previous issue to this issue kind of gave me a less than positive experience with this event so far. I will say that I enjoy the art and the story, no matter the detractions. This is a 3 out of 5. If you like Marvel cosmic stuff and you like big Marvel events, pick it up. You're going to dig it. If you are turned off by either of those things, just shy away. There's going to be something else for you on the shelf. But I enjoyed Empyre, 3 out of 5. Now we've made it over to the DC side of the stack, and this has been one of my favorite series for the past few months. I've really been enjoying it, and it doesn't make any sense to me, but Tom Taylor's Suicide Squad number 6 came out, and the art in this is really good as well. You got Bruno Redondo on the pencils. It's just really killer, and it's Batman versus this new Suicide Squad. I've never been a fan of Suicide Squad before. It has not been something that I've really gone into. I don't really follow the team. Most of the time somebody says, oh, Suicide Squad, yeah, no, I'll check out of that. It doesn't really appeal to me, which is amazing to me that this has quickly become one of my favorite books. There is such great humor and character moments, and the action is nonstop, and there's twists and there's turns, and Tom Taylor is doing a fantastic job crafting this yarn about this new Suicide Squad who had been taken over by a hostile entity and has cut their own leash, and now they're being chased down by Batman, who's been hired by Ted Kord, and they find a way to best Batman, and there's just this really fantastic scene where the Batmobile has been stolen, and Floyd and Batman have kind of decided that they're not going to fight anymore. Floyd's done, he's been pardoned. Batman doesn't really have a bone to pick with it. But the car's gone, so Floyd offers to call Batman an Uber, and then Batman threatens to call Floyd an ambulance, and Floyd just walks away. He also uses a dog as a shield, a puppy. He holds a puppy up to get Batman to stop beating him up, because Batman's not going to punch a puppy. This is a really great book. There's really great humor, great character moments. The art is fantastic. I really look forward to this book coming out every month, and that's something you can't say about every book. This, for me, is a 5 out of 5 and a must-buy. I know Kat Ren Figures on this channel is not a huge fan of this iteration of the Suicide Squad. She said it reads like a Marvel book. That, to me, I think, is probably why I love it so much. I don't know why I'm so enamored with this title, but I think that the writing has got so much to do with it, and the art is just so colorful. It pops. The splash pages are great. The panel-to-panel storytelling is on point. This is a really great team, and I think that if Bruno Redondo and Tom Taylor do another book together, it's going to be an automatic buy for me. Tom Taylor is quickly becoming my favorite writer over at DC. To more love for DC, Teen Titans number 42. Brother Blood is dead, and this investigation brings the fractured Teen Titans team back together. We get kind of this reunion after they just broke up in the last issue. It's kind of cheesy in a lot of ways. There's some cool moments in here, some storytelling with Damian and Alfred, who I thought was dead, and he's dead at the end of this book when we get a little Batman interlude. But some of this doesn't fit into current continuity, and I'm not sure if there's any notation about whether or not this takes place before the events of City of Bane or not. But that withstanding, this is still a fun team to read. Crush is a fun character, Roundhouse is a fun character, and Damian's being taken care of pretty well in this, so he's one of my favorites. This, to me, is not a must-read. but it is a fun read, and one that I will be picking up, continuing my shrinking DC pile at the comic shop. It will be reinforced with Suicide Squad and Teen Titans. So this is a 4 out of 5 for me, guys. Teen Titans number 42. If you've been enjoying this team, you're going to continue enjoying this team, but it's certainly not breaking the mold. There were a couple big boy DC books came out this week. We got Batman number 93. This killer Joker holding a gun and a movie theater cover. Expect that to pop in a couple of years. It was one that probably has legs just based on the anatomy of the cover. And I'm going to tell you here right now, this is going to be full of spoilers. Spoiler alert. Batman came face to face with the designer at the end of the last issue. Catwoman and Harley came face to face with Punchline. And here we get kind of the big reveal of who the designer is and what's going on in the form of Batman running down the designer's plan in front of him. And basically, Batman figured it all out. Riddler was going to cripple the city. Cops were going to turn on the commissioner. Riddler was going to get control of the police. Penguin was going to have all the top political players in Gotham assassinated and basically take control of the government. He'll hold the mayor's office. Catwoman, she's basically going to bankrupt Bruce Wayne and take all of his money and become the bankroll for all this new villain enterprise. And the Joker was tasked with killing Batman and Robin. But the thing is, the Joker didn't want to kill Batman and Robin. He wanted to kill just about everybody but Batman. He'll kill Robin, sure, no problem. But Batman, killing Batman was never, ever what the Joker wanted to do. And that's why he turned on the designer. And the designer is basically a corpse of the designer being puppeted by Joker through his new Joker toxin all along. We get some really cool moments in this, like Punchline slitting Harley Quinn's throat. No, she's not dead. You know she's not dead. She's a cash cow. I dug it. I thought that the art in this book was really killer. It's just one more step on the road to Joker War. And regardless of my feelings on Punchline, I think that Joker's been really great in this. He basically hijacked Catwoman's plan and has all of Bruce Wayne's money now. So the next story we're leading into is called Joker's Billions, which is kind of like Brewster's Millions kind of deal. I hope that they kind of take a funny approach to it, because he's been kind of funny throughout this, but a little bit more on the psycho side. And I do like comedy Joker. There should definitely be some comedy sprinkled in. Beyond that, man, I thought this was really, really good. The twists and the turns were kind of disappointing, but I think that I had fun on the ride. The art was stellar, and it's a really well put together book. This one right here is a 4.5 out of 5. If you're not reading this Batman story because you can't pick it up, find it digitally, man, because it's a good one. A lot of people are buying these appearances of Punchline for their monetary value. Crack these books open, man. The story value is going to take you places that monetary value won't. Nobody's going to get rich flipping brand new books. We had bad Batman for so long. That's nice to have good Batman back. Okay, gang, I saved the biggest book for last, and it's a giant 100-page Green Lantern Anniversary Edition. You guys see I got this David Finch cover right here with Guy Gardner, the king of bad haircuts. I'm going to tell you this much about this 80th anniversary Green Lantern. I said about the Joker book and about the Catwoman book, mainly about the Catwoman book, that there have been diminishing returns. It seems like DC's been putting out these 100-page giant anniversary issues for all their characters. We got the Action Comics 1000 first, then we got Detective Comics 1000, then we got Wonder Woman 750 or Flash 750. They're all over the place. Let's throw as many $10 100-page books out there as we possibly can. And I tell you what, I was on the train for them being diminishing returns. That Catwoman book was not good. There was not a lot of great content in those 100 pages. Joker book was so-so in my opinion, But the ones before both of those was the Robin book, which was unique because it was one mantle. Several different characters got a chance to shine. And I really enjoyed the fact that you got a couple of Damian stories, a couple of Tim stories, a Red Hood story in there. You got a couple really great Dick Grayson and Teen Titans stories. You got Dick Grayson as Robin and as Nightwing. You got Stephanie Brown explored in there. And I think he did the exact same thing with this Green Lantern book. Every Green Lantern gets a chance to shine at some point in this. I think really the only one that hasn't gotten the opportunity is the chick from the Far Sector, and she's even featured in some of the pinups inside this book. But Guy Gardner is definitely explored. You got Hal Jordan, Alan Scott, all the Green Lanterns, man, all the Green Lanterns. John Stewart is in here, Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz, all the Green Lanterns are explored in this book. And while the Green Lantern is not a character that I enjoy that much, I think that I really enjoyed this book. I thought that the art teams and the story teams they put together were really well suited for each other. I think that the stories are nice and succinct and really come across well. There's really great pinup art in here as well. And man, I dig it. This is probably one of my favorite of the 80th anniversary 100-page editions, and I think it goes right up there with Robin and the Detective Comics as far as the ones that I think are the best. I think this is a 5 out of 5. I think this absolutely nails what's great about Green Lantern and doesn't bog you down in all the continuity minutia of the Green Lantern stuff that the Jeff Johns run can really bring. I know a lot of people really love that stuff, but I'm telling you from an outsider's perspective, it's very daunting. There's a lot to it, and it's a big, long run, 8 years of continuity, and I love that in other stories. Don't get me wrong. I love that kind of thing. It's just something like Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run is just so big and so epic that it's like you don't really know where to start. And there's so many different stories that happen kind of concurrently that it's hard to keep up, and it would take forever for me to hunt all that down or at least figure out digitally on an app which order things go. So I have not really delved into a bunch of that, and maybe I have to, because I thought that this Green Lantern 100-page 80th anniversary edition was an absolutely stellar book. I really loved it, and maybe I gotta give more Green Lantern a chance in the future, but with haircuts like this, no wonder why I haven't. Next week, the 1st of July, there's a lot of really, really great content being released in comic shops. If you guys missed out on this series in single issues, a hardcover complete edition is coming your way this week from Aftershock Comics and Garth Ennis. A Walk Through Hell, the complete series being released in hardcover format. This is one you guys are going to want to check out. This is a really great read with some really twisted art, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. Check it out. AWA Upshot is also releasing a new #1. They're going to continue with their releases that they paused during the pandemic, and we're getting Devil's Highway from writer Benjamin Percy. I like what he does on X-Force and Wolverine, and I'm excited to see what he does in his creator-owned series here. Devil's Highway looks pretty cool. I'm loving the cover on here. The red shoe, the rain, the gas station. Absolutely cool. I can't wait to take a look at Devil's Highway next week. If you're a fan of The Walking Dead, you're going to want to pick up this new Image #1 from Robert Kirkman and Charlie Adlard. Negan lives, man. Negan is alive. Negan is well. Negan is going to kill some zombies and raise some hell. And I'm excited to see where Negan went after his last appearance in The Walking Dead. Really excited that Kirkman's giving us this series, and he's doing it free of charge for comic shops. You can only get this in comic shops, not going to be available digitally. Get to your local comic shop, get yourself a copy of Negan Lives #1. This is going to be a killer book. I'm excited to read it. And just because everybody should read this book and have a copy in their hands, and the single issues are getting a bit steep here and there, you want to go ahead and pick up the Infinity Gauntlet hardcover, which is being re-released this coming Wednesday as well. Look at this really great cover by George Perez. I think I'm going to need to pick this one up, guys. I have this book in so many different formats. This hardcover edition looks really dope, and I think that we're going to read this soon on Modern Men. So be sure to pick up, if you haven't read it yet, the Infinity Gauntlet in hardcover, man. I've been picking up a whole lot of hardcovers lately, and I've been loving the format, so this might have to be part of my budget in next week's comics. That's going to do it for the show today, guys. Gave you a couple books that I like that came out this week, a couple things I'm excited for next week. Hit that comment section up down below and let me know what you guys are looking forward to next week, and maybe, just maybe, I'll be reviewing those books for you next week as well. There's going to be some fantastic stuff coming from the Comic Corps in the future, so you guys want to make sure you're up on all of that. You want to follow us on all of our social media. We got the Twitter, we got the Instagram, we also got a really great Facebook page, and a brand new Discord, so you can join the Discord and be part of the conversation. All of that information is going to be down in the description of this video below. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you liked it, that thumbs down button if you didn't, but if you didn't like it, leave me a comment. Let me know what you didn't like about it. How about that? Fair is fair, right? Fair is fair. You gonna give me a thumbs down? Tell me why. That's all I ask. In addition, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscription button. You guys know the drill. Just click it all. Clickety-clackety, clickety-clackety all over the screen right now. Make sure you hit that notification bell, because I'm telling you, we're coming at you live constantly. Monday night, we got Modern Men. Tuesday night, Golden Guys. Shows every night of the week, gang. There's something for everybody here on the Comic Corps, and make sure you stick around and find out what is here for you.